4.7.
Girl by O. Henry. Part 1.
I've found where she lives,
said the detective quietly.
Here is the address.
Hartley took the piece of paper. On it were the words, Vivian Arlington, number 341, East 49th Street.
She moved there a week ago,
said the detective.
I can follow her if you want. It will only cost you $7 a day and expenses.
No, thank you,
interrupted Hartley.
I only wanted the address. How much is it?
1 day's work,
said the detective.
$10.
Hartley paid the man. Then he left the office and took a tram to Broadway. After walking a short distance, he arrived at the building that he was looking for. Hartley rang the bell. The door opened. He went in and began to climb the stairs. On the 4th floor, he saw her standing in an open door. Vivian was about 21. Her hair was red gold, and her eyes were sea blue. She was wearing a white top and a dark skirt.
Vivian,
said Hartley.
You didn't answer my last letter. It took me a week to find your new address. Why didn't you answer me? You knew I was waiting to see you and hear from you.
$4.8.
Part 2. The girl looked out the window dreamily.
Mr. Hartley,
she said slowly,
I don't know what to say to you. I understand all the advantages of your offer, and sometimes I feel sure that I could be happy with you. But then sometimes I am less sure. I was born a city girl, and I am not sure that I would enjoy living a quiet life in the suburbs.
My dear girl,
said Hartley,
you will have everything that you want. You can come to the city for the theater, for shopping, and to visit your friends as often as you want. You can trust me, can't you?
I can trust you completely,
she said, smiling at him.
I know you are the kindest of men, and that the girl who you get will be very lucky. I heard all about you when I was at the Montgomerys.
Ah,
exclaimed Hartley.
I remember so well the evening I first saw you at the Montgomerys. I will never forget that dinner. Come on, Vivian, promise me. I want you. Nobody else will ever give you such a happy home.
Vivian didn't answer. Suddenly Hartley was suspicious.
Tell me, Vivian,
he asked.
Is there someone else?
You shouldn't ask that, Mr. Hartley,
she said.
But I will tell you. There is one other person, but I haven't promised him anything.
Vivian,
said Hartley, masterfully.
You must be mine.
Vivian looked him in the eye.
Do you think for one moment,
she said calmly,
that I could come to your home while Eloise is there?
$4.9.
Vivian,
said Hartley masterfully.
You must be mine.
Vivian looked him in the eye.
Do you think for one moment,
she said calmly,
that I could come to your home while Eloise is there?
4.10.
Part 3.
Eloise will go,
said Hartley angrily.
I haven't had one day without problems since I met her. You are right, Vivian. Eloise must go before I can take you home, but she will go. I have decided.
Then,
said Vivian.
my answer is yes. I will be yours.
She looked into his eyes, and Hartley could hardly believe his luck.
Promise me,
he said.
I promise,
repeated Vivian softly. At the door he turned and looked at her happily.
I will come for you tomorrow,
he said.
tomorrow.
She repeated with a smile. An hour and 40 minutes later, Hartley stepped off the train when it stopped in the suburbs and walked to his house. As he walked towards the door, a woman ran to him. She had black hair and was wearing a long white dress. They kissed and walked into the house.
4.11
Part 4.
My mother is here,
the woman said.
but she's leaving in half an hour. She came to have dinner, but there's nothing to eat.
I have something to tell you,
said Hartley. He whispered something in her ear. His wife screamed.
Oh!
Her mother came running into the hall. The woman screamed again, but it was a happy scream, the sound of a woman whose husband loved her.
Oh, Mother!
She cried.
What do you think? Vivian is coming to be our cook. She is the cook that was with the Montgomerys. She's going to be ours. And now, dear,
she told her husband,
you must go to the kitchen and tell Eloise to leave. She has been drunk again all day.
.12
Whose coat is it?
It's my coat. It's mine.
Whose jacket is it?
It's your jacket. It's yours.
Whose phone is it?
It's his phone. It's his.
Whose bag is it?
It's her bag. It's hers.
Whose dog is it?
It's our dog. It's ours.
Whose house is it?
It's their house. It's theirs. 4.13
It's my book. It's mine.
It's her scarf. It's hers.
They're our coats. They're ours.
It's his bike. It's his.
It's your phone. It's yours.
It's their house. It's theirs.
They're your glasses. They're yours.
4.14 1
I'm sorry, but I don't love you.
2
Give me back all my letters.
3
I think I have an idea.
4
Don't make a noise. Everyone is asleep.
5
I don't feel like doing anything.
6
This is a very important matter.
4.15. Stacy.
What's your idea of happiness?
Happiness is having just enough money to live by and have enough, and having people that love you, having a family.
Heba.
What foreign languages do you speak?
I speak Arabic and French, a little bit of French.
How well do you speak them?
I'm very fluent in Arabic and not as fluent in French.
Ruth.
If you have a problem, who do you ask for advice? Friends or family?
It depends what sort of problem it is. Quite often I would ask my mum for advice, but if it's a problem about maybe relationships or something, I'd probably ask my friends.
Ben.
What advice would you give someone who can't sleep at night?
I would say that they should probably cut down on caffeine, or perhaps they are suffering from stress at work, so they should try and reduce their stress.
James.
Do you think Americans are bad at language learning?
Americans, I think they're not as good at learning languages as people in Europe.
Why?
Sometimes I think Americans aren't as interested in learning other languages as foreigners are.